Welcome to 11. Oh, wow, I really jumped the gun. Welcome to lesson 7-11, add and subtract mixed numbers. If you remember, a mixed number is going to have a whole number and a fraction with it. And you say a mixed number, 1 and a half. And you even hear the decimal, 1 and a half. There's the decimal format of it. That is equivalent to 1 and a half, which is the mixed number. Please go ahead and write your I can statement. I can add and subtract mixed numbers using equivalent fractions. Equivalent means the same and a common denominator. So push pause and push play when you're ready to go on to the next slide. Okay, here's our nightly solve and share problem. And if you remember, we always want to use cubes. Why? That helps us process through the story problem. It helps us make sense of it, guys. So important. So as I'm reading it, I'm going to follow that format. Tim has 15 feet of wrapping paper. 15 feet of wrapping paper. And over here on the right, you see that very bright and vivid wrapping paper. He uses, so that means he's going to be taking some of that off, right? He's not going to have the full amount anymore if he uses it. He uses 4 1/3 feet for his daughter's present. Oh, and he uses more, and he uses 5 3/8 feet for his niece's present. His niece must have a bigger present since that fraction is bigger. How much wrapping paper does Tim have left? So now we're going to box our keywords. How much does he have left? I'm boxing left. How much does Tim have left? Because that in my head is making that light bulb go off that I'm going to need to eventually subtract from my whole to see how much he has left. But you guys, there is a hidden question. Our first hidden question that we need to know before we figure out how much he has left is, think, how much has he used? That's our first hidden question. We need to figure out how much he has used first before we can figure out how much he has left. So if we want to know how much he's used, we're going to have to add that first. So we first need to total how much he's used. And then we will subtract to figure out how much he has left. So we need to find that common denominator. And our common denominator of 8 and 3. So I'm going to list and multiple 8, 16, 24. And I'm going to list multiple 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So our least common multiple is 24. So I took 8 times 8, so 6 times 3 is 9. I took 3 times, 8. So what I take the denominator by and the numerator by, so 1 times 8 is 8. So now I can add these together, and I would get a common denominator of 24. Once your denominator is the same, it stays the same. 8 plus 9 is 17. And my whole 5 plus 4 is 9. So he's used 9 7/14 feet of wrapping paper. I had to find that out first, guys. That was my hidden question. Now I'm going to answer the question it wanted me to answer. And that is, how much wrapping paper does he have left? And of course, I would have used all of my space. So I am going to put it over here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add another slide. It won't let me do that. Okay. Should I erase? I'm wasting time and I don't know. Oh, I think that's the eraser. That's the eraser. Okay. Oh, great. Look, there's room now. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my pen. Great. Okay. So now I'm going to, there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to figure out how much he has left. So if I have used, and if I use a different color, that'll make it stand out more. Okay. So he has 15 feet and he's used 9 and 17/24 of it. So I'm going to subtract now. Now, guys, what you're noticing here is you have 15 holes. Well, you can't subtract 15 holes from a fraction. We need to create a fraction here. So to do that, just like you would in subtraction, you're going to go next door from the 15 and you're borrowing a whole. Now, if you guys remember, a whole fraction has a numerator and the denominator that is the same. So since my denominator is already 24, I'm just going to do 24/24. That's a whole. It's the whole I just borrowed. Super easy and a ton of fun. So now my denominator is going to stay the same. And 24 minus 17 is what? Now, when it's that close, I just like to count up. So if I'm at 17, I may go 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. The difference of 7. And then 14 minus 9, I kind of do the same thing. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that gives me 5. So he has 5 and 7 feet left of wrapping paper. So Nick's work, it looks like he is showing us that he has 9 and 17/24 that he's used. He's added and then he's subtracted to get 5 and 7/24 feet of wrapping paper. And if we go back and look, that is exactly what I had and exactly what I did. So I'm all on board with Nick's calculations. And Terry failed to support some information here. She just added and never did figure out what he had left. She didn't answer the question. Versus when we look at Nick, he figured out how much she used and then figured out how much was left. And he worked both parts of the problem. Terry did not. She only figured out how much she had used. So we all know that we went with Nick's idea and mine. But I want you to summarize your thinking. And most importantly, I really want you to talk about how when you're subtracting a whole from a fraction, a mixed number, you need to borrow and really think about that. So please come to school tomorrow with your summary done.